And I hear this from so many people, so many business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants. They're very frustrated when it comes to marketing. And one of the biggest questions that they have is there are so many different ways to market a business.
Yes.
Which one is the best one for me? Right? There are way too many choices, right? And the thing is, the choice that works for you, Eric, might not be the choice that works for me.
Totally.
All our businesses are different. So the question is, which is the best choice?
Hi, and welcome to the Entrepreneur Money Freedom Show. I'm Eric Asbeck, and you're going to be delighted today. we have Nikki Chang, and she's a marketing strategist. And one business is not good enough for her, so she's got two. And we're just going to focus on one of those today. So we're going to talk about how to create your profitable marketing machine. And well, let's let her tell you about that. So hi, Nikki, welcome.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me here today.
Oh, excellent. So tell me about this whole profitable marketing machines thing and why it's so important.
Okay. But Eric, after I spent over 20 years in the corporate world, how sometimes it's time to move on, right? And guess what? I retired. That's the name of your show, right?
Yes. Oh, I did that too.
Retirement's in there.
But you can't keep your fingers out of it.
Right. Because I was sitting here going, okay, what? You work hard, then you retire. Yay. Until people started asking me for help with their business.
We're so similar.
And I didn't know this at the time, that the corporate business knowledge that I had acquired over the past 20 years was not common knowledge among the small business community. So I had a couple of clients to get started, but I really needed more. So I had the open for business sign up. I even had a website. And guess what, Eric? They didn't come.
Crickets.
I thought they would come knocking at my door, and it didn't happen, right? So then I hired this ad company, and I spent like $2,000 to get people to my website, and nothing. No one called. So I'm sitting here going, I tried many things. Some things worked and some didn't. And I had taken a chunk out of my retirement savings fund to fund my marketing and my business startup. So it was really disheartening to see that my bank statement starting to go lower and lower.
I'm sure this is so familiar to many people in our audience.
I know. And then one day my husband, he looked at the bank account statement, and trust me, he didn't have to say anything. It was that look on his face, and my heart completely sank, because I knew that each time I was not able to pay back the family loan, that it was taking another year away from our retirement fund. So I was not only letting myself down, but this was our life. This was our future. So I know I am here to make a difference and to support small business owners. And I knew I had to make this work, right? So what I had uncovered is the reason that my marketing was not working is because I was missing the core foundational elements for my marketing to work. So I was doing things in the wrong order and putting the cart before the horse. So I was trying to run before learning the basics of properly running without injuring myself. So you wonder why.
When I work with clients in the past, even now, I call it getting ahead of my headlights.
Yes. Exactly. See what I'm going through, right?
Sure.
The situation. So what I did was I created a system that helps entrepreneurs understand what those foundational elements are and what order things should be done in. So for me, it's about helping business owners understand the steps and the systems so they don't have to keep falling down, so they can better attract their ideal client. Isn't that what we want? This is the profitable marketing machine, is to be able to attract our ideal client
Yes.
and ultimately live in abundance.
Yes. I have to say, so I don't want to have you jump ahead, but now I'm dying to hear the steps.
You're going to hear the steps. You are going to hear the steps. But I do want to share with you where these steps took me.
Yes, sure.
Is because the work that I was doing with my clients had made such an impact that I was starting to, that they were nominating me for awards and I was winning awards for my work. And also in 2018, I launched my book, Putting the Pieces Together, Your Survival Guide to the First 5 Years in Business. And my husband and I love the freedom to travel around the world, and we do crazy things like going to Peru and tasting some of their exotic cuisine. I remember this one time we ate these funky worms that were supposed to be really good for asthma. And I'm sitting here going, what? We're in Peru. Let's do like Peruvians do. And we tried them. So I'm sitting here going, but these are the crazy things that allows us to have the ability to do that, because we are able to have an effect on our marketing and attract the type of clients that we want to work with.
Yes.
And Eric,
I'm all about that.
My mission is really to help like 1 million business owners around the world make their impact. My vision is to create a nonprofit organizations to help women in underdeveloped countries be independent and break through the cycle of poverty and abuse by being able to fund them, to get the equipment that they need, whether it's a sewing machine or a computer, and to give them the skills to be a contributing member to their community. So 5% of the proceeds of my sales from my programs are set aside for the foundation. This is why I do what I do.
We had a mentor who described it like, if you just keep piling your money up, it's like a stagnant pond. But if you let the money flow, then somehow it freshens and it grows. And so that tithing that you're talking about is one of the things that a number of entrepreneurs I know do, and it shifts things somehow. It's like it just affects how things go.
Exactly. It does. And with the money that's flowing now, when it comes to business owners, to get it to flow is really around creating systems to get those consistent results. So this is where your profitable marketing machine comes in, right? And you'd asked me earlier, why is it so important to have a profitable marketing machine? Okay, the way I define a profitable marketing machine is really about a well thought out plan. Now, Eric, you're in the financial area and it's all about money and the importance of creating a plan, right?
Yes. Well, actually, I'm in the retirement play.
Exactly.
First, people say, but wait, but to do that, I have to have the money. So that's the problem I solved first.
But it's all around the plan.
And yep.
It's all, the key is in the plan. So as entrepreneurs, we want more clients. We want more sales. So the question is, wouldn't it be wonderful if you're able to do it more efficiently, in less time, in less effort, right? Because that's what happens when you have a well thought out plan.
Yes. As a matter of fact, people I talk with, first, they want to be able to get their business up and running so that they're generating the levels of income that make sense. And then as that's working for them and they're thinking longer term, they're thinking, I love what I do, but I don't want to have to spend so much time with making the sausage, so to speak. I want to serve people, but I don't want to have to mess around with all that other stuff. And so how can I offload that or like make it more efficient so that I'm spending a whole less time with all of that stuff, and the time, one, working with people doing what I love and playing more, like you talked, like maybe not going to Peru to find the worm to eat, but not going to Peru and then having the choice to say yes or no to it. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And that is one of the keys, is when you have a profitable marketing machine and you have a well thought out plan, it does allow you the freedom to do really the important work, the stuff that you're really passionate about,
Mhm.
making a difference in someone's life or generating more revenue so you can have more time to spend with your family, your kids, your grandkids, your friends, doing the stuff that you really want to do.
Totally.
And that's what happens when you have a well thought out plan, because you're
I
going to
mean,
be able to
ideally waking up in the morning when you want, doing some exercise and meditating, go for a walk in the sun. You get the idea. And then spend some hours either in the morning or the afternoon working with clients, and then hang around with the people you love and having dinner. And if people could do that, that'd be pretty cool.
hey, Eric, you could even be sitting on the beach
Yes.
and running your business, right? And doing your Zoom calls on the beach, right?
Exactly.
As long as there's an internet connection, it's amazing what we can do. But imagine having a system that continually allows you to bring in leads much easier,
Mhm.
right? And
Yep.
having it as a machine and having it run on its own, and it's continually bringing in you people and attracting your ideal client. And that's what happens when you take some time to build your profitable marketing machine, to put together your master plan, marketing master plan, to be able to achieve that.
Yes. We're on the same page.
Fabulous. Eric, do you want to hear some of the biggest challenges that people face when it comes to
Well,
this?
yes, I'm transfixed with this conversation. That was my next question. So, yes, please.
Okay, so when it comes to marketing, and I hear this from so many people, so many business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, they're very frustrated when it comes to marketing. And one of the biggest questions that they have is there are so many different ways to market a business.
Yes.
Which one is the best one for me? Right? There
Mhm.
are way too many choices, right? And the thing is, the choice that works for you, Eric, might not be the choice that works for me.
Totally.
All our businesses are different. So the question is, which is the best choice for you, right? And that's one of the biggest challenges. Now, the second biggest challenge that people have is, what do you say? Right? It could be on your website or you attend a networking event. And Eric, have you ever been to those networking events where you have 60 seconds to say your 60-second introduction
And you're like,
and
man, I wish I'd prepared for this.
and you're sitting here going, oh my gosh, did that even resonate with them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like you're just looking at a bunch of blank faces.
Or
and
yeah,
you're
it
going,
could be. It could be. I'm glad I prepared for this, but you throw it out there, and it's like, this isn't the feedback I was hoping for.
exactly. And that brings me to the third challenge is if our message isn't resonating with people, what do we change?
Yeah.
Right?
And people would say you just start experimenting, but I'd sure like to have a little more direction around that.
Would you like to see how you can overcome some of these challenges?
Yes. That. Yes. That was part two of my question. But I thought
Exactly.
let's hear what we're up against first.
Okay, so now to overcome these challenges, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you some of the content that I have in my 3-day event called Marketing Mystery to Marketing Mastery. And when you understand these steps, I'm going to give you a preview of what's in there. When you understand these steps, it will allow you the ability to create that marketing master plan
Let's do it.
that will make life a lot easier for you. Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Eric, it's really around 3 key steps. Okay. And I'm going to go through each one of those steps. The first step is really around designing your marketing master plan. Okay, this addresses that challenge where there's way too many choices, right? There's way too many choices. Which one is the best one for you, right? Have you ever been in the situation where somebody says, hey, I tried something and it worked fabulous.
Right.
And it could be something like Facebook ads, right?
Right.
And then you go and try it and you're going, it didn't work.
And then
Right?
someone says, hey, well, I tried this, and you go do that. And somebody says, hey, I tried this, and you go do that. It's like shiny object syndrome, and where you're just chasing after one thing and then another.
I know it drives me crazy when people do that. And the way I like to describe it
Well, it
is,
drives me crazy when I do that.
well, yeah, okay. So here's the way I want to describe it, Eric, is there are a number of ways you can market your business, right? We agree on that. And the question is, which one is going to be the best? The way I like to describe it, it's like tools in your toolbox. So you're learning how to use the hammer, you're learning how to use the power saw, and you're learning how to use the screwdriver, right?
And you
the
need all of
ultimate
them in
goal.
order to do the job, but you need to have a basic skill set for each of them in order to be able to pick them up and use them in the appropriate moments.
Well, here's the thing, okay, Eric, the ultimate goal is to build your dream business, right? So let's just say this dream business is a house, okay? When we build the house, Eric, would you not agree with me that we need to have the blueprints to build the house?
Yes.
Okay. Would you also agree with me that the blueprints will tell me exactly when to use the hammer, when to use the power saw, and when to use the screwdriver, right? It's going to tell me at which phase we're going to need what tool, right?
Yes.
Also want you to think about it very carefully. Would you not agree with me that the blueprints will also tell us we need to put the plumbing in before we build the walls?
I agree.
So
As a matter of
imagine,
fact, I live in a new development, and one of the things that I was struck by is that they dig the foundation hole, and they start putting a cinder block around, and then before they did anything else, they put the drainage in, and then they pour the foundation, the concrete, because if you don't do that, it's like you're never going to get it in there otherwise. It was just like,
exactly.
when I saw it, it was like, well, of course, but it just fascinated me.
But that makes sense because the blueprint says this has to go in before that. And it's the same thing with our marketing master plan, is every business is different. And so by taking the time to design the blueprints, then you will know which step goes in what order.
Yep.
Right? I literally had a client who spent money on a company to send clicks to the website and got no results. And when I looked at their website, and I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, you've got a gorgeous website. It's really beautiful. It's beautifully designed, really elegant. I said, this website tells me what you do. This website doesn't tell me what you can do for me and why I should pick up the phone and call you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Right? And that's one of the keys, is when you have a marketing master plan and which strategies are best for you, guess what? You're going to save time and money, and you're going to get way better results. You're going to be able to attract way more clients when you're doing things in the right order.
Totally agree.
And that's the first step. Are you ready for the second step? That's only
Yes,
the
I'm
first
already
step.
feeling a little bit full, but we're good.
That's only the first step. I said I have 3 steps to share with you.
Oh,
So
yes, I totally understand. Now,
so
that's a roadmap, right?
exactly. So the second step is really around delivering a powerful message that attracts people to want to work with you. Okay. So in that first step, we talked about the marketing master plan, the different ways you can market yourself, right? The thing is, if what you're saying and if your message is not resonating with people, it doesn't matter how much marketing you do.
That's true.
Right? You're just not going to be able to get the results that you really hoped for. Would you
I
agree
hear
with
you, I
me?
just don't care.
Exactly. I'm here. It's like going to a networking event. You hear all these people saying, oh, I do this, I do that. But if that message is not strong and clear, then it's not going to resonate with people.
Yeah, totally understand.
And I'm going to share with you the key. Would you like the key to what a strong message is?
Well, I could play with you and say, no, but yes, of course.
Okay. The magic key is really around understanding who your ideal client is.
Yes.
Okay.
Totally agree.
And the way I like to describe it is look at the solar system. The solar system. Okay, I'm going to take you back to your elementary school days. So you have the solar system, right? The solar system has the sun in the center of the solar system, and the planets rotate around the sun, right? Would you agree with me, Eric, that if something happened to the sun, that it would affect how the planets rotate?
Of course.
Okay, so I'm going to share with you the marketing solar system. The marketing solar system has two key planets. And the marketing solar system in the center of the solar system is the people who the sun, which is the people who we serve. This is your ideal client. This is your target audience for your marketing. So the two planets that we're looking at is the first planet is around attracting the ideal client. And this is in your messaging. So the example I'm going to use is a massage therapist. A massage therapist decides she wants to target stay-at-home moms. So her message could be something along the line. Come, get away from the kids for a couple of hours. Relax, de-stress, so you can go back to being the best mom possible. So if you've got rambunctious kids around the house or grandkids or whatever, would this be attractive to you? It probably would be, right?
Yes, of course.
However, if you take that same message and this massage therapist decides she wants to attract seniors.
Yeah, different message.
Absolutely. So with the seniors, she might say, I will loosen up your joint muscles so you have more mobility so you can enjoy life pain-free and keep up with your grandkids.
Yes.
The exact same product, different message because of different audiences. And that's the first planet. The second planet is around how we expand and grow our business. And how we expand and grow our business is affected by who we serve. So let's go back to the stay-at-home moms. Where we advertise to stay-at-home moms is going to be very different than where we advertise to seniors.
Yes. Back to that, getting your message out, and whoever, depending on whose ears it falls on, it's either like, oh, cool, or I hear you, but so what? Exactly.
And where you say it is going to make a difference too, because with the seniors, it might be in the seniors' homes, and for the stay-at-home moms might be at community halls, play groups, and all of that stuff. Different message, different strategy on how to get the word out. So back to where I was talking about the marketing master plan and the message for the step 1 and step 2, it's really impacted by who your ideal client is.
Yes.
And that is one of the keys. Now, some people will ask me when it comes to the 60-second introduction is, can you attract the right person in 60 seconds? And I'm going to share with you is one of my clients. She had been going to the exact same networking event for many years. This was before COVID. She would get up every month. She would get up. She would do her 60-second introduction and she would sit down. And she said to me, Nikki, this networking is not working, right? So I said, okay, let's take a look at who your target market is, and let's design a message to attract that target market. So the next time she went to that exact same networking event, she got up, she did her 60 seconds, and she sat down. And that night she called me and she said, Nikki, this is the first time they asked me for my business card.
There you go.
This is how powerful your message can be if it's designed properly to attract your ideal client.
Yes.
Now, remember that third challenge I had mentioned to you is if my message isn't working, what do I change?
Yes.
Right? It's really around making that connection with your ideal client. And in order to do that, the easiest way is to have a community to help you. So I'll give you an example. Another one of my clients, she's a digital marketing person. So marketing is her jam, right? And she says, Nikki, I want to create this program. And she was trying to come up with the title for her program. So she had about 5 titles. And I said, okay, let's test it out on the community, right? So we put all 5 of them out there, and she came back to me. She says, Nikki, they all overwhelming majority picked this one title.
There you go.
And I said, well, what's wrong? Why do you look so disappointed and upset? And she said to me, she says, it's the one title I hated most. And I looked at her.
The thing that came immediately in my mind is, that's all well and good, but who cares what you think? What about what they think?
Exactly. Because I said to her, my exact words to her, I said, are you selling this program to yourself or to them?
Yep.
And so she had to bite her tongue. And she did a few adjustments, came up with the title she could live with that people were attracted to. So the key really is around a community and being able to test what you're working on. She's a digital marketing person, right? And she's too close to her own situation.
I think we all are.
And so it's really around being able to get that feedback, get the support to help us through what we have, because when we're building it, we're just way too close to it. It's like an author never edits its own content, right?
It's really tough to do that, yes.
And that's the real key, is being able to run ideas by people to see what is resonating with people. Like I said, like I can develop it myself, but if it's not connecting with my ideal audience, it needs to be changed. And that's
You just want to keep doing things and not getting results.
exactly. Well, you don't want to do. Why
it.
are we in business then?
Oh, it's a hobby.
It's a hobby. Exactly. If you want to keep it a hobby, sure. Fine. So those are really the first 2 steps. So the second step, or first step, is around creating the marketing master plan.
Right.
And the second step is really around having a message to be able to attract the people that we want to attract. And it's having that powerful message, designing a powerful message, right? So the third step, I'm sure you want to hear the third step, right?
I think, didn't you? My sense was the third step was asking people in your target market what resonated, but
no, that's part of the second step, which is about your message,
like
right?
Refining the message. I got it. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about delivering your message.
Now I'm back. I'm back on the map.
Okay. So now we're looking at step 3. And step 3. So now we have the marketing master plan, and now we have a powerful message, right? We're delivering a powerful message. The third step is to dazzle the world with your message and be visible. Okay. So this step is really around growing your visibility to reach a much larger audience. Now, Our circle of influence is typically limited in size. So we might have, I don't know, 1,000 people or a couple of thousand people on our social media or on our email lists or whatever it is. The question is, how do we grow beyond that? Because trust me, your friends are going to get sick and tired of you hearing you say the same thing over and over and over again.
Well,
right?
those that are interested will want to hear more, and those that aren't will be like, thank you for sharing.
Right, exactly. But the thing is, so the key in this third step is being able to get onto stages and podcasts just like this and getting out there and getting the visibility. So in the marketing mystery to marketing mastery, we do go into a lot more detail into these 3 steps. So the 3 steps to create your profitable marketing machine is really around designing a marketing master plan, delivering a powerful message, and thirdly, dazzle the world, right? So I went through each step really quickly, but we do go into it more detail in the Marketing Mystery to Marketing Mastery program, but I wanted to share those steps with your audience, Eric.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So now what I'm thinking is to circle all of this together. Like, what is, is there like one golden nugget, like one thing, like if people are going to walk away with one thing, what would you want to have them recall from this?
I think the one thing that people really understand is not to build it in isolation, because we are too close to our own situation, right? It's opening it up, getting the opinions of other people, is being part of a community that can give you feedback, that can give you direction. Because when you have that, you're going to greatly speed up the process.
Yes. Plus, we're social creatures, and I tap myself out after a certain point in terms of how much I can come with entirely on my own.
And Eric, I'll give you an example. Is I was going to a ton of networking events, right? And I kept meeting people and doing my 60-second introduction and every time it didn't resonate with somebody, I would go home, I would change it and I would fix it. Until one day I was at this one event, I was at a table of 8 people, right? And everybody had their 60-second, and I got up and I did my 60-second. And 2 people at the table just went like, it's like you were in my head.
There you go.
It's like, we need to talk.
Yeah.
The thing is, I did things the long way around. If I had a community that could give me feedback to say, hey, why don't you change this? I would have gotten those results way faster, because what I was doing is I was doing it by trial and error. Trial and error costs us not only in terms of money, it costs us time.
Sure.
This is time we don't have to waste. And especially if you want to retire and you want to have that dream of spending more time with your family, doing the stuff that you really love to do.
Even if you just want to get your income levels up to a level that you desire.
Yeah.
Sometimes, in some sense, that's even the more desperate group. Like, I want to do more than just make ends meet.
But it's taking the time to step back, look at your business, what you're doing, and get an objective opinion to come in to give you feedback, not only on the process, but your message. And it's
Yes.
way more fun to build a business with other people than doing
Totally
it by
agree.
yourself.
Yes.
But that's the power. That's how you get results quickly.
Yes. So I'm realizing the time. This is fascinating, and I could keep talking with you about it. But I'm thinking maybe what we'll do is kind of bring this around to some closure. Is there any question that you would wish that I'd asked? And if so, how would you answer it?
I think I covered just a lot of different things today, a lot of the keys on the steps to be able to create that marketing machine and that marketing master plan. So you're able to get results much faster. Now, I also know that many people will continue doing things the way they're currently doing and get the same results, right?
Yes.
And then they get frustrated and they keep putting time and money into strategies that may or may not work for them. Or you can imagine having a system and having your marketing efforts regularly attract your ideal clients to you, and it's less work for you. So this means you can spend more time doing the things you love. Now, what would that be worth to you, right?
Of course.
So if you want results quickly, then we highly recommend that you get someone to guide you through the process.
Well, to that point, I imagine there are a number of listeners who would like to follow up with you. So how can they best reach you? And is there anything that you might want to give them as part of this conversation?
I do have a gift for people who have joined us today. And my gift is 101 marketing ideas to get more sales. And because I know there's a lot of times is like, what are my options? It's understanding what your options are to be able to market yourself.
Sure.
And so if anybody wants more information on the program and wants to get the 101 marketing ideas to get more sales, they can go to ncpconsulting.net. I'll repeat that. That's ncpconsulting.net.
Like N as in Nancy.
Yes.
C as in Charlie. P as in
Peter. Yes. Nancy Charlie Peter consulting.net. Thank you for that.
That's really great. So Nikki, this has been a treat. And I'm feeling full in a good way. So this is awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Eric.
And so contact Nikki. She's good. And she's great to talk with. So thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.